Hi everyone, welcome to a time of reflection. We're going to be looking at Joshua today. Well, two spies set out on a dangerous mission one night, and their aim was to keep a low profile. They entered under the cover of darkness, and they were going to stay just long enough to suss out their enemy's weaknesses. It was a clandestine mission, and they hoped to conceal their real intentions by substituting one clandestine activity for another. So they entered the house of a prostitute in an attempt to cover their tracks. And indeed, what they found there in the house of Rahab was even more than a welcome. What they found there was a refuge as well. And who they found there was a woman of faith. So let's have a look at Joshua chapter 2. Okay, so Joshua sends the two spies out, says enter into the land, suss the land out, and especially check out Jericho. So these two guys, they go to the house of Rahab. But the king of Jericho hears that they've entered into the land. So he sends word to Rahab's house saying, bring out the spies who've come because they've only come to suss out the whole land. Okay. And she says to them, she's hidden them, and she says to the king's men, verse 4, but the woman took the two men and hid them, and then she said, true, the men came to me, but I didn't know where they came from. And when it was time to close the gate at night, the men went out. Where the men went, I don't know. Pursue them quickly, for you can overtake them. She had, however, brought them up to the roof and hidden them with the stalks of flax that she had laid out on the roof. So the men pursued them on their way to the Jordan as far as the fords, and as soon as the pursuers had gone out the gate was shut. So here's these two spies, they're now shut in Jericho, in Rahab's house. Well, before they go to sleep, she goes up onto the roof. And she says this to the men, I know that the Lord has given you the land, and the dread of you has fallen on all of us. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea before you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did to the two kings of the Amorites that were beyond the Jordan, to Sihon and Og, whom you utterly destroyed. Your fame has gone before you. Okay, and we know where next. As soon as we heard it, our hearts melted, and there was no courage left in any of us because of you. And then she says something quite amazing in verse 11. The Lord your God is indeed God in heaven above and on earth below. That is a declaration of faith. Now then, since I have dealt kindly with you, swear to me by the Lord that you in turn will deal kindly with me and my family. Give me a sign of good faith that you will spare my father, my mother, my brothers and sisters, and all who belong to them, and deliver our lives from death. The men said to her, our life for yours. If you do not tell this business of ours, then we will deal kindly and faithfully with you when the Lord gives us the land. Then she let them down by a rope through the window, for her house was on the outside of the city wall. and she resided within the wall itself. She said to them, "Go toward the hill country so that the pursuers may not come to you. Hide yourselves there 3 days until the pursuers have returned. Then afterwards you may go your own way." And the men said to her, "We will be released from this oath that you have made us swear to you if we invade the land and you do not tie this crimson cord in the window through which you let us down, and you do not gather into your house your father, your mother, your brothers, and all your family. If any of you go out of doors of your house into the street, they shall be responsible for their own deaths, and we shall be innocent. But if a hand is laid upon any who are in this house with you, we shall bear the responsibility for their death. But if you tell this business of ours, then we shall be released from this oath that you made us swear to you." She said, "According to your words, so be it." She sent them away and they departed, and then she tied the crimson cord in the window. Well, in faith, Tamar the Canaanite fought for her family line in Israel, playing the prostitute to get Judah to do the right thing by her. And now Rahab the prostitute, who lives in the wall of Jericho, the very stronghold of the enemy territory, fights for her family, calling on God, the God of Israel, to deal kindly with her. In one sense, you'd be right to say, as the old adage goes, that truth was the first casualty in this war. However, that's not even half of the story. Yes, Rahab lied to the king's men when they ordered her to bring out the spies. But there was more going on with Rahab's actions than mere self-protection here. The text is clear that Rahab's heroic actions on behalf of the spies came about not only out of fear, but because she had grabbed hold of the truth with all her being. Rahab declares her faith in Israel's God and deals kindly with his people. In faith, Rahab dealt kindly with them, hiding them among the stalks of flax. And in faith, she dealt kindly with them by lying about their whereabouts after word got out that they were there. She dealt kindly with them, letting them escape outside the city wall, letting them down on a rope out of her window. And she dealt kindly with them by instructing them where to go and how long to hide after their escape. And she dealt kindly with them by not telling a soul about their plans. She dealt kindly with them because she trusted their word, their oath, to deal kindly and faithfully with her when God gave them the land. Now she uses the word deal kindly with me. And those two spies add the word faithfully. Now, kindness and faithfulness is the Lord's hesed. It's very important to understand that when the truth was found in the hardship of war by Rahab, and she dealt kindly with the spies, the Lord's hesed, his loving kindness and faithfulness was given to her. That's why she's in Matthew chapter 1. She is now, we'll go into it tomorrow, I'll go into the story a bit more, She's now accepted by the Lord, really, into his people. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.